Y'all, it's time we do some more baby back ribs on our Ninja Woodfire XL. Guys, we have a new little toy for the XL. It's a 4 rib rack, right? And we're gonna use it today to make 4 racks of ribs on that wood fire. We're gonna take these low and slow. We're gonna use the smoker setting, 225, until they hit about 200 degrees. I'm gonna use my lightning instant read by ThermoPro to check the temps as we go, like I always do. If you wanna get yourself one of these, links down below. Use my code, save a little bit of cash, hook it up, all right? So what have we done to get to this point? Well, we got the ribs prepared. Did that in the house. I don't need to walk through every rack of ribs. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how I did the 1 rack of ribs. Basically pulled it out of the packaging, got it dried off. On this rack, there was no membrane on the back to take off or score, so it was really simple. Saved me a little bit of time too. What I'd still like to do is cut the ends off. Usually the ends, there's some really sharp bones that got cut off when they were butchering the pig. So I make sure I go through and clean up the sides a little bit, take off any little scraggly bits on there, stuff that'll burn up a little bit. Got them in a tray. Got them seasoned up with my Uncle Steve's sweet and spicier shake, okay? I'll put a link down below to Uncle Steve's. Guys, it's not sponsored, nothing like that. Uncle Steve's just a good friend and love that sweet and spicier. If y'all decide to order some from Uncle Steve, put in the comments there that CJ sent you, and he might send you a little something extra. I'd send you some of CJ's West Coast shake, you never know. But we're using that sweet and spicier today because the sauce that we're gonna sauce these up when they get close to being done is it's just a glaze, a cooking sauce from Kinder's. It's like the Japanese barbecue sauce. I don't know if I'll have a link for that. I'll try to find an Amazon link, but I got this at my local grocery store. It has in a squirt, it's basically in a little squeeze bottle. So as these things are cooking in the racks, I can just squeeze them over the top and make sure they get pretty good coverage on there, okay? So let's go ahead and get this thing fired up. I already have the pellets in there. We're using Bear Mountain pellets. We're using the cherry wood pellets. All right, so those are in there. We're gonna fire this thing up. Guys, I'll also put a link down below for Bear Mountain barbecue pellets. They sell from their site, but I also know they're in a lot of the big box stores in like Lowe's or Home Depot or anything like that. So check them out. When I'm using ribs, I either like cherry or apple pellets. Sometimes some pecan if I'm feeling saucy, you know what I'm saying? So go with what you want. People always ask me what pellet goes with what. You know, the stronger hickory ones probably would go with like beef. The fruitier woods go with chicken, pork, those type of things, okay? All right, I've blabbered on enough. Let's go ahead and get this thing fired up. What do you say? Come on down. Let's turn this bad boy on. Hello, how you doing? We're gonna turn it to the smoker setting. I'm gonna take this down. Time-wise, I'm gonna put it up to 5 hours, slowly but surely. Come on, there we go. All right, we have our grill grate in there. Pellets are in there. Let it go through the smoke process, the ignition process, and we'll be good to go. Come on back and we'll get our rack of racks on there, our rack of racks of ribs on there. Yeah, sounds right. All right, come on back. As that cherry wood smoke is rolling. Hardcore, woo, she's smoky. Y'all can't tell me that pellets don't produce smoke. Good Lordy. All right, we're gonna get this in here. It fits right in. All right, got plenty of room on the edges over here. Looking good. Put that to the side. All right, I'll shut it. Let's get that smoke going on them ribs. What do you say? All right, we'll check in about an hour or so, see where we're at, check temps, all that good stuff, and then we'll come on back. Okay, we're about 45 minutes in. Getting a look at those ribs. I feel like it's drying out a little bit on the tops, right? And then you got the one back here that fell down. So that's a flimsy rack of ribs that did not want to stay up. Guess it needs a little help from something. But I got a little pineapple juice watered down. All right, spritz those ribs. I'm gonna keep them nice and moist in there. This is what we're gonna do by not wrapping them and just cooking them all the way through. We're gonna give them a spritz every 20, 30 minutes. And just make sure it stays nice and moist in there and those ribs stay nice and moist. Go ahead and just grab some temps real quick, see where we're at. Obviously we got a ways to go, but yeah, definitely got some time. So we'll come back in about half hour or so, give them another spritz, check them out. All right, team, we are about an hour and a half in. I moved the back set of ribs, the ones that were falling down in the back there, move those to the front. We're gonna give it some time to get some color. Obviously it's not so flaccid anymore, it's standing up. But the other ribs, they're getting color on the top, not as gorgeous on the bottom. If you want to see, you see that it looks a little, you know, meh. You know, them being close to the other ribs are getting the little grayness to it. This rack will let you get, you know, the smoked ribs, but they're not going to be the most beautifulest. Maybe take that into consideration. All right, so while we have this open, we'll go ahead and give them a spritz with our pineapple juice mix here. Still getting a little bit of smoke out the back. Let's get some color on that front one. We're about 2.5 hours in. We give these a nice little spritz, and then we'll do a little temp check. Looking good. All right, 160. We're at such a low temp, 170. We're cooking it at such a low temp. It's gonna take a while to get to that 200, get to that probe tender where we want it to be. But you can see the front's got a little bit more color in there, right? So if we moved it around, we're looking pretty good. All right, we'll check on another half hour. Another half hour in, we're coming out here to spritz and check on them. So the bottom half, or well, in this case, the top half is getting plenty of good color, good smoke, obviously. But the bottom half, still real light because it's, you know, being covered by the you know, subsequent rib in front of it, right? So what I'm doing is flipping all these over. Okay, so I flipped these first two already. I'm gonna flip the back two, give it a spritz. We'll come back in another half hour. We're at 5.5 hours here, give or take. Let's go ahead and take some temps right around 200 right there. Yep, right around 200. Good, good. We got some horrible sunlight going on right here, but honestly, I don't feel like moving the umbrella over, so this is what we got. You can see that the bones get a nice pullback on there. Got some great color. All right, now we're gonna put a little of that glaze on. Give it another 20 minutes or so to let that glaze set. We'll be good, ready to cut these up. So like I said, I got this Kinder's cooking sauce and glaze, Japanese barbecue. So let's go ahead and get some of that on there. We'll just let it drizzle down the top. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not a saucy kind of guy. I'm gonna shut this down another 20 minutes or so, let it set up, and then we'll pull it off. All right, guys, while we let those set up real quick, I wanna remind y'all, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff, right? If you'd like to become a channel member, I'm gonna do it a little earlier in this video before the payoff, the finish, right? Sneak it in there. Guys, it's been a great year, but I really wanna thank all the show producers scrolling across the screen right now. People that, you know, have just been there, like to help support your boy. Guys, there's two ways of doing it. Either you click the link in the video description to my Patreon, you become a channel member by hitting that join button right next to the subscribe button, which you should have already hit by now. Every little bit helps at the channel, right? You know, I do this as a full-time gig now. So if you too want to become a show producer like all the people that, you know, are awesome, right? All the cool kids are doing it. Like I said, links down below or that join button, all right? We'll come on back when we're ready to pull these ribs off. We'll cut them up. It'll be good to go, all right? Come on back. All right, y'all, we've had some time for these to rest. Tack up a bit, looking good. Beautiful mahogany color, digging it. Nice, nice. All right, I'm just gonna go through the middle here. Feeling nice and tender. These are hot, that's why I'm wearing that glove. You can see the steam coming off of them. All right, let's take a bite. We got our rib right here. We can get them to focus on that. There you go. Beautiful color. All right, go grab a bite. Oh yeah. Clean off the bone, tender as can be, right? That's that doing it low and slow, all right? Like I said, 5.5 hours is a long time when you're using the Woodfire, okay? If you've watched my other rib videos on the Woodfire grills, you'll know that it takes a lot less time if you use the wrap method. But we got this rack from Ninja. I didn't want to try to wrap the ribs and then place them back in the rack. So we did the no wrap method, right? And just let them go, all right? So these are nice and tender, juicy as all get out, tons and tons of flavor with that, with the rub we used, with the Kinder's cooking sauce. Gosh, too damn good. All right, if y'all want to get one of these Woodfire XL grills, I'll have a link down below, and I'll also put a link down below for the rib rack to the Ninja site. I don't know if they sell them in aftermarket anywhere, but this one specifically fits the XL Woodfire Grill. For the knives, cutting boards, all the stuff I use in my videos, links are all down below. If you guys have any questions or anything that you think I should do on the XL or the Woodfire grills or the Woodfire oven, whatever, throw it in the comments down below. I'm kind of running out of ideas on what to make in these things. Okay, so I could use your help, so comment down below. But other than that, guys, we're done. Listen, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for cooking with CJ. Take care.